How wealthy deal with their assets. We all know that rich people holding a lot of assets, but what we don't know is that how they normally deal with their assets. Under personal name? Hold under company? Keep it inside bedroom? No. Doing so is not a good solution, as without a proper wealth management will brought issues. For instance, poses a high risk that creditor in divorce could reserve the right to claw back assets from you. Inheritance tax will impose if you want your family to inherit your legacy. Cannot consolidate the worldwide assets, as well as the value of the assets might not able to maintain if without proper management. For people who have certain knowledge, they would have parked their assets under a trust. Means to say that they would transfer their assets under trustee and the trustee would execute according to the trust deed, and the terms is difficult to be changed once the trust deed is signed between the settlor, the client and the trustee. Most of you may wonder that if forming a trust is the only way to protect your assets, or there is any other way for us to do protection on our wealth as well as gain the right to manage it. Yes, it may sound too good to be true. But indeed, there is solution for you to achieve both objectives. Protect your assets like setting up a trust but getting the right to manage it. The alternative way is setting up a private foundation. Foundation? We believe that most of the people do not have much knowledge on how foundation works and how we can utilize it on protecting our legacy. Let's start with clearing the myths of a foundation. Number 1. Is foundation only for charity purpose? Nope. For some jurisdictions like Labuan, Seychelles, Isle of Man and others, they allow individual to establish a private foundation for holding assets in his own name with the objective of managing the assets for the benefit of its beneficiaries, or particular purposes, or both. And Labuan is among the only jurisdiction of Asia that offers foundation as private wealth management tool. Number 2. Does the trust and foundation has the same function role? Nope. They serve the same purpose but in a different way of executing it. For trust we do not hold any assets and right to manage it. Everything is relying on the trust deed with the trustee. But for foundation we reserve the right on managing the asset, as foundation is an independent entity which consists the characteristics of both company and trust. The foundation is set up by the founder and managed by the council member, where founder could act as council member as well. Number 3. Is it too risky to establish a private foundation? Need not worry for the safety issue, as most of the foundations are protected by specific act. For example, Labuan Private Foundation was protected by Labuan Foundation Act 2010 and it is governed by Labuan Financial Services Authority. This jurisdiction is recognized by the well-known intergovernmental organizations like OECD, FATF, IAIS etc. Number 4. Is it too complex to establish a private foundation? It sounds complex for an individual to set up and comply with a private foundation. But the fact is, for private foundation it doesn't have as much compliance as compared to charitable foundation, and most of the compliance paper will be prepared by their trust company. The foundation needs only work closely with their trust company. Number 5. Is it too costly to establish a private foundation? You might properly concern on the cost of setting up and maintaining a private foundation, as the cost of a trust is based on the value of your assets, but for private foundation it is fixed and low cost regardless the value of your assets endows to the foundation. So summary is, if you're looking for a way to protect your assets and legacy, then you are watching the right video, and if you hesitate that there may be an extra cost to establish, then you are looking at the right trust company. We BBS have its own way to ensure your asset value and to establish a private foundation without extra costing. Please contact us to get your free consultation and custom-made solution from our professional advisors. If you want to know more about how can a foundation works and function, subscribe us for our next video. Contact us on. Our phone numbers are 601236071313, 601261101168. Our email address is info@bbstrust.com.